Hey there, and welcome to another video with me. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a website using Squarespace. Whether you like to build a portfolio website, a wedding photography website, a personal trainer website. So let's say you are a fitness coach, you like to build a website about your business or personal training, a gym website, a um, a consulting business consulting website. You can do that on Squarespace. You can add a membership site on your website. You can add a shop on your website. There's quite a lot of things you can add on your website. I'll show you an example of a personal trainer who built her website using Squarespace. Uh, yeah. So Squarespace is essentially Squarespace company. They own Equity Scheduling, Squarespace payment system. I'm sure you've come across some of the products in the marketplace, but the goal is not to talk about Squarespace payment system and Equity Scheduling. I have separate videos where I talk about Equity Scheduling. Also, what I want to mention here is this video is not about uh, how to create an e-commerce website. I do have a separate video where I show you how to create an e-commerce website on Squarespace. You can also create an e-commerce website. It's a completely different procedure. So if you don't have an account with Squarespace, I'll leave a link of Squarespace in the description. I'll also leave a link to Squarespace on my screen here, urikincha1.com/Squarespace. So you will go ahead and access Squarespace. So click on that link. It will lead you into the Squarespace homepage. And from there, I'll walk you through the details on how to build a website with Squarespace. But before that, I'll show you examples on websites that was built using Squarespace platform. Okay, let's go now and click on that link. I'll see you in a few seconds to walk you through the details. If you don't have an account with Squarespace, go on the link in the description. Click on that link. It will lead you to the Squarespace homepage, or you can use the link here. I'm going to use my personal link here. So this is my unique affiliate links. This is essentially the Squarespace website. Once you're on this area, you need to click here on Get Started. And you need to choose what type of website you like to build. Guys, just so you know, to build a normal display website or a service-based website, the principle is more or less the same. I'll show you the essentials, what you need to know about building a website. But in this example, I will use a consulting website as an example, and then I'll click here on next. And then here it says, what do you want to do with your website? So I'll choose what I need to do here. So first of all, I need to sell services. That's what I'll need to do. Okay, so I'll select things like sell service, right? Offer a contact form. That's what I would love to have on my website. That's a different procedure. So let's just leave that one. Sell courses. So essentially, you're going to have like a membership site. So have those free, and then I click here on finish. Now I need to create an account, right? So I'll continue with Gmail. As you can see here, there's a blueprint AI, right? Your site title, expert consulting solution for growth. Choose your site title and brand personality. So here I'll just put here consulting. What type of brand personality would I like to have? I would like to have a style that's professional. It depends what type of business you are into, but you can choose the style here. Playful, friendly, sophisticated, bold, quirky, innovative. So it really depends on your type of business. So I'll stick with the professional and just click on next. Now, build your homepage. So I will have the info section, the product section, services section. This is essentially how it's going to look. So we are using an AI system to build our website. We're going to have an appointment section, and this is essentially how our appointment section is going to look like. Yes. Digital product section, because we are selling courses, we are selling program. About our section, the form section, and the footer section. So that's the form and that's the footer. And click here on next. So you have add pages to your site. I have about, contact, service, course, shop. Uh, I'm going to add shop and click here on next. So the color palette, you decide what type of color you prefer. So if you go for, like, for example, this color palette, you have like a mix of black, gray, green, and this is how it's going to look. So you have your buttons in green, right? It looks all right. It looks great though. So you have a lot of color palettes here to choose from. I choose this color palette, the fourth one here. However, I can always change the color palette along the way while I'm designing my website. And click here on next. Choose a font heading. I so there's the recommended one for professional. You can go for this one. I'll go for this one. Uh, this type of heading is good. And then I click here on finish. Gathering your pages, right? So we are using AI to create our website. This is amazing. So, okay, this is our website dashboard or backend, you know. Um, I will essentially walk you through the website now. But let's go to our website and see what we've created so far. So this is our website, right? Expert solution for business growth, right? Here you have feature products here. You have our services, right? Schedule your appointments. Then I have a section here, you know, if you are, for example, selling like subscription-based services. So you have gold subscription, you know, different price and so on. I have a section here that talks about what I do, about me or about my company with commitment to delivering tailored solutions. Follow us on social. So there's places to follow us on social here. There's our social links here. There's a contact form to reach out to us. There's a way to do that by filling your credentials here, like name, last name, email, and a message. Now you have a footer here, a footer section, but this footer looks all right, not bad, but I will show you how to customize this footer section and make it look much more better. So we have a 14-day trial to get started with. On the left-hand side here, you have all the tools, most of the tools that we're going to need for our website, right? And so we're going to have like, so on the left-hand side here, we have a place here for pages. So these are all the pages we have. We have services, courses, about, contact. As you can see, if I scroll down here, these are all the pages we have. So pages which are not linked are home and shop. And then down here, we have marketing tools, announcement bar, promotion pop-up, mobile information. We'll talk about that later during this video. System, we have 404 page, checkout page, lock screen. Don't worry about this one. Let's go back here. And now here we have products and services, content, membership, scheduling. Don't worry about this or this one. Okay. And here on the right hand side here, we have a space here for styling. If you click here on styling, for example, we'll start customizing our website and then I'll show you how to add sections, how to remove sections, you know, how to add images, how to do a lot of different things. So right now, this is what the AI has generated, but I will show you how to customize it in your own liking. So here on the style, you have some color palette, like this, our theme color. Remember the color we chose earlier and the font we chose. We can always change this font. If you click here on the right hand side, you can see the font. You can change. So if you click here on all fonts pack, you have a lot of fonts pack here. You can have a look at that. The serif, there's a sans serif without the serif, right? And here you have a mix, right? So we have a different types here. And if you just click here back here, you can add the base size, you know, increase the base size here. Yeah, heading instrument serif. If you click on that, the weight is 400, the style is normal, and just have a look at this area and see what you really prefer, what what you like. And if you've done a mistake, you can always undo. Click here on undo, right? Yes, you can always click on undo. That's fine. You can reset font pack if you like, and there you have assign style. If you click on assign style, you do have site title headings, mobile site title navigation. Yeah. Oh, let's just go back to font again. There's quite a lot of details here about the font. So the primary button font is newsletter, newsread, but you can change the primary button font here. There's a lot of, you know, fonts you can play around. But if you already know the type of fonts you are looking for, you can just type, for example, I know a very popular font called Popping. So it's a very nice font. You can use that one. You can adopt it. Poppings is fine. The weight is 400, or if you like to have it at 600 is fine. Letter spacing, you can space out the letters. Space out the letters here is okay. The size, yeah. So just so you know, anything you apply here on the right hand side is going to globally apply on your website. So it's not just going to apply on one side of the website, it's going to apply on the whole website. So just so you know that. And yeah, so if you've done anything here about the fonts, the heading, just make sure you click on save. Now you have the colors here, the color palette. If you go here, edit palette, these are the color that we chose earlier. You can always, edit that for every single palette. You can, play around with that, change it to your own liking. There's a lot of color palette here. You play around with the color palette. Let's go back now. And then here, other colors theme. There's other color themes here. There's things like a dark, yeah, play around with this area. There's quite a lot of things here. Okay, now you have the button. So the button color on our website is black, right? So you can change the button color here by just coming here, and the primary button, you can have the button as secondary, right? So this is going to be something like that. Tertiary. This page does not have a tertiary button. Okay, that's fine. So the primary button is that one. And the font is Popping is 600. Remember, I told you about the font type, Poppings, and the weight. So you're going to have the same style of font all across your website when it comes to button. And let's go back here. The form, the text, the form is here. And then we have miscellaneous here. Miscellaneous, we have things like animation, you can choose things like fade, scale, slide, fade, for example. It's going to be something like that. Scale, change, slide, right? Slide is something like this. Scale, okay, slide, right? Fast, miscellaneous, okay. Now, let's click here on save. We'll come back to the site start in a minute, but let's start customizing our website. So let's click here on edit, exit, sorry, and click here on edit site. So we'll start customizing this expert consulting solution for business growth. I'm going to change this. And if you click here on the pen, so click on the area where you like to change and click here on the pen icon. You have an area, so you see where this dot is, that's the AI assistant tool, introducing Squarespace AI. Just click here on OK. I'll explain how it works. So type what you would like to have, headline about business consulting growth hacks, and just click on search. So here, for example, this is what it has like the Squarespace AI has given us. It says unlock explosive success, top business consulting growth hacks to elevate your firm, right? So I think it says firm is a little bit too professional. So I'll say company. Yeah. And then I'll delete this one, and then I'll highlight this and change the color. You can highlight it and just come up here where you see the black dot and put the color. So I'll have the color as white. Yeah. So as you can see, you can, use the AI tool. Now, when it comes to the image here, if you just click here on the image and just click here on the edit uh, area here, you can use this white, like this white button. You see this white thing? My image to be positioned on my headline, positioned on my website, right? So this button is very instrumental. But if you don't like to play around with this button, you can just ignore it really. So yeah. Now, if you like to replace this image, you just click here on replace. Let me go to uploading my own images. I'll leave this image by the way, but you can upload your own image. You can click here on edit. You can edit this image. For example, you can add things that contrast, brightness, play around with that. And at the end, you just make sure you click on save or any changes that you've done. But let me just click on cancel. Let me just click on save. Yeah, that's fine. And if you here on this white area, you can come here and click on edit section. On edit section here, you have a grid row. So right now we have about 23 grid row. Or to see the number of grids, right? What you need to do is you need to type G on your laptop, and then you will see the number of grids. You can see all the grids, and if you type G back, it will disappear. So just type G, for example, you will see the number of grids here. Anyway, you can't see the grids here because there's an image. But let's just go back to edit section again. Grid hole is 23. The gap is that's essentially the gap is 11. Fill screen is not fill to screen, but if you like to fill a screen, just click on that. It will change, and if you put large, it will put large. But let me just ignore the fill screen for now. Divider, I'll leave the divider for now. I won't really touch the divider, and when I go to background, I can add an image on the background here. And then I can even add a video, right? 1 minute max. Apparently, the video can only be 1 minute max. And then the color, there's different type of color. I can edit so I can edit the color. I can play around with the color. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the okay. Wait. Anyway, let me just undo that. I don't like this color. Yeah, that's the color. The color we have right now is light one. So, but if you like to change the color, you can play around with the colors here and change it. And that's pretty much it for now. If you've made any changes here, you just click on save. But that's not really finished. But let's click here on layout. You have different style of layout here. And you can, for example, if you like the image to be on the right, and the text on the left, you can have this sort of layout, right? This is how it's going to look. If you like the text to be on top, maybe the text to be like this. Okay, you can play around with the layout, but I'm not going to choose any of this layout because it doesn't look really it doesn't look really enticing. I would rather have this layout. And let's go back, click here on the right side here again, on the blank area, and click on edit section. Okay, sorry, let's go back. Let's click on view layout again. That's what we have on layout. And if you like to add a section, you can just click here on add section. And you have all these options to add sections. You have like a contact about. So now if I like to add a button here, I will just click here on add block and just have like a button here, right? For example, and this button, I can edit this button here by clicking here on edit. And I'll change the learn more, and then I can link this to the contact page. The design, I can play around with the design. Primary button, I can change that to tertiary. I can change to secondary or tertiary, but let's leave it to primary. And I'll have that. Yeah. So let's just have that to fill. It's going to look like this, or fit. I think I'll prefer fill. And the button has just become a little bit too small. And I'm just going to expand it a little bit more. Once you've done that, you just click here on save. To duplicate a section, you can come here on section, on this area, section, and you go on the right hand side and just click here on duplicate. So you're going to have the same section down there. As you can see, you have the same section. And to delete it, you can just click here on remove and just click on confirm remove. Now we're going to add like an about us section. So let's click here on add section. Here you have different types of sections. You have contact. If I like to have like a contact section, these are examples of contact section. Let's say services. That's essentially the different type of services. So let's just say I would like to add this section, and I have this section services, right? And then I'll just come here and edit it. So I have a basic. I will just add my own text here. If I'm unsure about the type of message I would like to put it here, I can just use the AI and type what I would love to type here about, and then just click on generate, and then the AI will generate. That's essentially how the section is going to be. But let's just add a section from scratch. So let me just remove this section. We're going to add a brand new section from scratch. So click here on add, and and then we'll come here to add a blank section. Click here on add block. We're going to add an image first, and then we're going to add block again. I'm going to go for text. So grab the text here, and then click here again and add some text again. So I have image, text, text, right? Okay, so, and then I'll just put an image there. I can just make the image bigger, right? So go on design, corner radius, I'll put that on 20. Actually, not 20. Corner radius, I'll put my corner radius at 20. Image effect, overlay, lightbox, that's fine. I'll leave it the way it is. On the first one, I'll put that on heading 2. And then I'll just write there about me, about us, about me. Let's just say that. And the headline 2 here, I'll also click on the edit button and create a quick paragraph about me. So a paragraph, and just click here on search. So it's going to generate, AI is generating like content about me. Okay. Okay. As a multifaceted professional combining expertise in web design, copywriting, business consulting, I bring a comprehensive guide to approach my passion is creating. So this is like a text that was created about me with AI. So just so you know, I'm going to add another block here. So if you click here on add block, I'll put a button there and then I will just drag that button down here. And let's just make this text a little bit larger. So let's put that on paragraph one, and then I'll just expand it a little bit more like that. A little bit. Okay, let's move that bit up, expand it a little bit more, reducing it like that, right? I'm going to reduce it there, and I think that looks better. And I can edit the section again if I like to. Fill screen is fine. The height is medium. Alignment is okay. Let's have a divider, something like this. There's many options for the divider, just so you know. The width is large. The height is large, medium. The alignment, I can play around with the alignment, right? I think I need to play around with the shuffle settings. Is fine. That's okay. Let's just go back again. Uh, let's go on the shape. The stroke, the color is black. That's fine. The thickness, I'm going to put the thickness to large. Here, anchor link, if I like to, but don't worry about anchor link. Thickness, I can also increase the thickness a little bit more here. So let's go to style. I'm going to change the color palette. Okay, guys, if you're not sort of like happy with your section, we can always change here on our feature products, right? If you like to change the images on your feature products, you can just come here to the feature products section, and then you click on the product you like to change, and then you click here on edit. You have two options here, content and design. So the product name is this one. The product image, title, price, the description is not there. I've deactivated the description, but you can activate the description. It's going to be something like this. Add to cart button, you can have the add to cart button. It's going to be something like that. Uh, the the product quick view is just going to be like that, but I won't really activate the product quick view. I'll just leave it the way it was. So right now, this is our product image. Uh, Product name, I can change put the product name here. Um, if I wish to have a product name, right? I'll just say, and then the price, I can change the price here. I can come here on price and change the price. The stock is unlimited stock. If I like to have a limited stock, I can just put that limited, and then I put the number of stock I have. Add more details. If I like to add more details, then I have a section here to add more details, right? That's fine. Now, the feature image is here. I can add more images, by the way. Just click on add and just click on save, by the way. But so I have like a product here, right? This is a product I have, and I put the add to cart. I've added other details. So now you know how to add the other details. I've shown you how to add a section. This is the scheduling platform. Schedule your appointments. So this is a scheduling platform. That's like a separate video where I need to show you about how to go about, set up your equity scheduling. It is a different service and it is a different tutorial. So let's not go into that. I'll just leave that for now. And then when I scroll down here, I have the subscriptions about our company. Yes, I have other areas here. Now let's edit our header. So if you come here to header consulting, so if you just come up here and click on edit site header, you can see that you can add your site logo. Just click there. I've just put consulting, but you can add your site logo. If you do have a site logo, just upload your logo, or you select from the library. Because I see a lot of people, they don't have a logo and they are stressing about not launching the website because they don't have a logo. Yes, a logo is important. It's good to have a logo, but if you don't have one, you can just type, keep with the site title. It's okay. When you have a logo, you upload the logo. And here on navigation, you can click here on navigation and just click here on edit. So right now you have services calls about contact, and you can shift, change the position of whatever you have here in a way that you prefer. And then cards, account. So you leave that part like that. And now here, when you click on the header here, there's a button here at the bottom. It says add element. You can add more items to the element. So click here on add element. You have you have button, social links, uh, language switch. I will add a button. So our button will look something like this, right? Book now on this area. And then here on the right side here, you have another button that says edit design. So if you click here on edit design, at the moment, this is the current layout of this header. So you have a logo on the left, the main items on the more or less on the right, and on the further right, you have the button. But if you click on the drop down icon here, you will have different suggestion on. So if you click here on this one, for example, you're gonna have your header like this. Or if you go for that one, you will have your main menus and then the book now, like that. And then you have the link spacing. You can play around with the link spacing, and then element spacing as well. You can play around with the element spacing. And here on the color is set to adaptive. So off, and then I just click here on save. So now that we've edited the header, you can see the way my header looks. I sort of like the way this header looks. Just remember, you can put your logo here. This is where you can put your logo. When you have a logo, just put it there. Now let's go to our footer. So if you click here on edit footer, and this is the default footer our website comes with. So there's this you have like location, contact, and I'll just get rid of essentially I'll get rid of this whole section. So click here on remove and just click here on remove. And then I'll add section here. So I have examples of different footers here. So I can go ahead and choose examples, or I can start with the blank one. So I have this one. So I'm going to choose this specific footer here, right? And then here on site title, I'll add my logo. So let's just delete that, and then I'll add an image instead. So let's go back, add the block, image, and then I'll put a logo here. Upload something from my computer. Okay, this logo is not actually mine, it's from a client of mine. So he has a store about Jamaican stones. So that's why, let me just adjust this footer a little bit more. And here on the social links, I can just go ahead and edit it. And so Twitter, I don't have Twitter really. I can just delete that. And then I can just add more here if I have more. And my email, I just click there and click on the edit icon. I do have a separate video where I show you how to create a business email with Google Workspace. So if you like to watch that video is on my YouTube channel. So I can adjust it more like that, right? So I have a nice. So this is just about how our footer looks like. If I like to add more items, obviously I can come here on add block. Now let's click here on save and let's click here on exit. On page, we love to add a page or we love to add pages to our an extra page. So if you like to add a page, you need to come here to the website. Actually, let's go back. So you come here to pages, click on pages, and on the main navigation, you can add a page here, or you can add a not link page, like a page, for example. But I would love to have my page on the navigation menu. So it's going to feature here. But if I don't like it to be featured here, then I can use the non-link area. So on the main navigation area, if I click here on the plus button, I have different type of page. I have the page layout, scheduling. On the collection page, we have blog, store, portfolio, events, video, and course. So for this type of website, I'm going to be more inclined to use the portfolio. So add that area for portfolio. And here you have examples of portfolio on how they look. So you can add, I'll, for example, go ahead and select this one. And then here on the main navigation, uh, portfolio is going to feature obviously, but let's just have that as just portfolio on its own. And this is now we have portfolio on our menu. And here you can just go ahead and edit your portfolio, you know, just click on edit. And let's just exit that for now. So you can see that we have different projects. So there's project one, there's project two, but if you click, for example, here on project three, that's how project three is going to look like. And you can go ahead and edit project three by just clicking here on editing. And you just, yeah, edit that. Click here on exit. And let's go back to pages. On pages, we have the portfolio. Let's go back to website, sorry, again. Yeah. So let's go to pages. Here on pages, you have, so here on pages, you can shuffle the page, right? By just clicking there and dragging it where you prefer. So for example, I've dragged portfolio on the third space now. So there's about service and portfolio. You can rearrange it the way you want to rearrange, and that's going to be fine. Now let's add a block. If you like to add a block on your website, you can do so by clicking here on the navigation again. If you like to be on the navigation menu, you can go ahead and do that. You like to add a shop, you can also add a shop. If you like to move this, for example, shop menu here, you can move the shop here, right? You have a shop here. Anyway, but I don't want to move that. I'll just move that down here, for example, and then I'll keep our menu like this. Now, let's have a look at our mobile version of our website. So if you click here on mobile view, this is how our website will look like on mobile. You have a look at your website and you tell if, for example, you think this image is like small or it's not big enough, you can always increase it a little bit. And just so you know, when you increase an image or when you do any changes on a mobile, it doesn't affect the desktop version. So that's just something you need to know. So I've put that like that. Yeah, feature products. Then it's like this. Amazing. It looks beautiful, right? It looks beautiful and amazing. So just make sure you always check the mobile version to see how your phone will look like on mobile. How your website will look like on mobile. And once you've done that, you need to click here on save. Actually, let's go to edit that. and put heading free. Okay, that's fine. So wherever you think that needs editing, you can just go ahead and edit that, right? And make sure you click here on save. Okay, now let's exit this area. Let's go to our website and let's go to settings. On settings here, our website is on private, right? Uh, Site language, by the way, here on site language, you can change your site language, um, what you speak, and you can change your language. So this is not only for English speaking, it's for anyone reading. And multilingual. Okay, this one, go back again to our website. And here, regional setting, favicon. We can add our favicon here. Is essentially our site icon. Do you see, for example, here on subscription plan, there's a specific icon here for deposit photo. Deposit photo is a website where I used to get all of my photographs for my website and for my projects. So if you like to get deposit images for your projects, I'll leave the link of deposit photo in the description so you can get started with deposit photo. So you can add a site icon here, which is called a favicon. Let's go back again to website. This area is a different one, image setting. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now let's go to site availability. This is where you publish your website after you build it. If you click here on site availability, you can only publish your site or make your site public when you have purchased a plan. Um, let's come back to the site availability in a minute, but let's go to domain name, for example. You can add your own domain. You can use Squarespace domain. You can get a domain from Squarespace by clicking here, get a domain. And so now, if I already own my domain name, let's close this one. If I own my domain name, I can just use my own domain name, right? And my own domain name, I use a domain name registrar called Namecheap. And then I click here on next. Okay. Let's connect your name to domain name. Click on that and click here, get started. No, use DNS record. That's fine. Just click on get started. Go to Namecheap sign in to the Namecheap. When you click on next, I've signed in already. Now it says open the domain dashboard, scroll down to name servers, toggle down to custom DNS, copy and paste. So toggle down to custom DNS. So name server, which is here, and I need to change that to custom DNS, and then I enter those, and then I will just change here to connect to. I think that's right. Connect to squarespace.dns.com. That's fine. Absolutely fine. And let's just click here on save. Absolutely okay. And let's click here on finish and just click on finish. And it's connecting. Your domain connection is in progress. You are now verifying the domain connection. After the verification, it may take up to 24 hours to finish the connection process. We will send you an update. Just click here on done. So let's go back to website. On website here, we need to publish our website. So if you click here on site availability, in order to make our website public, we will need to upgrade our website plan. So right now, it's on private or it's not published. We can't publish it because we haven't picked up the plan. So we're using the free plan, and it's on the 14-day free trial. Yes. So if you click here on upgrade to publish, and right now we have different prices, right? So we have the basic, which is at £12. Um, if we go for the annual plan, so I'm going to select the first one, which is the basic, and this is what the basics offer. You can collect payments on Squarespace with this one, accept donation, professional email. You can also credit card process payment, and you're gonna have like a 2% processing fee, premium credit card payment processing rate 3% plus 0.25 cents. But for this specific example, I will select the basic plan. So if you click here on select, and then I will go on the monthly basis. So it's going to cost me £16 per month. And I need to click, I've selected the pay monthly. However, you can go for the yearly plan. It will cost you £12 per month. So I will go on the monthly basis for now. However, you can go on the yearly basis and it will cost you £144 annually. And then I click here on confirm. Now I need to enter my credentials. Where it says VAT status is optional. You don't need to tick this area. However, if your business is VAT registered, you can take this area and it's going to be fine. And just click here on save and continue. You can pay with PayPal or you can pay using your debit card. And then I will just click here on save and continue. Click here on confirm payment. And that's it. I have completed my payment and I've made a payment for my plan. Okay, guys, that was all about how to create a website using Squarespace. As you can see, it was pretty much easy and straightforward. We did use the AI feature, which helped us to have an edge on a lot of things. We didn't have to create all the pages from scratch, all the sections from scratch. You can just edit the section, add your content, add images, add a lot of things that you desire. So you don't really need to start adding everything from scratch. So the AI feature has bumped us way ahead. If you do have any questions, drop it in the comment section below. I'll be more than willing to help. If you'd like to know how to create an e-commerce website using Squarespace, I have a separate video where I show you how to do that. I also have a separate video where I show you how to create a blog on Squarespace. So these are separate videos, separate content. So go ahead and watch those videos. Those videos will help you. And don't forget to share, like, share, comment. If you need help regarding your web design, and a lot of things, just message me, drop me a line, and then we can have a chat. Thank you. Take care. Bye.